I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. This is the Billionaire Brown Experience. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Billionaire Brown Experience podcast, your home of personal development. All right, today's topic, we're gonna talk about creating a win-win situation, and this is for any of you that are in an organization, in a team, in a business, or even in a partnership of any sort. Talking about creating a win-win situation. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, I want you to rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. Right? Rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. For those of you that are in business, for those of you that have partnerships, or in any organization, it's always very easy. As you are recruiting people and inviting people to take a look at our opportunity, it's very, very normal for us to rate other people. Well, I don't like the way that this person does this. Or I don't like the way that this person dresses. I don't like the way that this person looks. And the other million of different ways that we rate other people. But what I need you to do before we move forward is I need you to rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. I'm going to help you out by giving you a few things that you need to consider as you're rating yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. Right? Because we're talking about your value to the marketplace. Right? One of my mentors, as you guys know very well, Les Brown, as well as a family friend, this guy's earning over $225,000 an hour, and he taught me that we don't get paid by the hour, we get paid by what we bring to the hour. All right, so here are some of the things that I think you should consider when you're rating yourself and figuring out what number are you on the scale from 0 to 10. So one of those things is focus, confidence, integrity, inspiration, passion. And when it comes to passion, I remember a long time ago when I had I was working at a job. I was working at doing collections for American Express. While I would work there, there's many days where I would get frustrated. That may be the one job that I've ever had in my life that I actually didn't like the day-to-day routine, like what I was actually doing. So every day at my desk, I would start drawing these, inspiring things, like just for me though, right? I would draw little birds on a piece of paper. I would be doodling. I would draw some clouds, the ocean, and I would put some positive words on this page. But there was one day where I really got frustrated and I wrote a poem. I was actually, it began as just me relieving some stress, like just writing out my feelings. But then it somehow became a poem. It was called Passion. Right? And it goes like this. My passion is like life itself. What I put in, I get out. You know, I speak as if my words were CPR to someone at a loss of words. Well, at a loss of greatness. You know, I can't draw, but I'm great with words. I can't fly, but I love the birds. Don't you see the two, how it's all tied in? I can't fly, but I love birds. So just think, ain't I still flying? See, that's the type of shit that makes you want to think. But you can't think for too long. Your life is gone in one blink. If you don't believe me, you could turn on the news. As people getting shot, diseases, suiciding over the blues. Yeah, I know me too. I've had my share of hard times. So hard, I would swear I'll be waking up surrounded with white lines. But God pulled me through. You see, he's like my best friend. When I fall, he picks me up and says, Demetrius, go back at it again. But back to my passion, you see, it's based off my falls. I just read the other day, Air Jordan, he missed 9,000 balls. 9,000 balls, I mean 9,000 shots. You see, even I messed up too, but that's cool because Michael Jordan, he missed over 9,000 shots. 9,000 shots in 9,000 ways. I recently realized I've been here for a little more than 9,000 days. If Thomas Edison was here, he would say something like, Demetrius, you figured out how to be unsuccessful in 9,000 days. The ups and downs and the confusions of life, it makes one constantly wonder, am I doing this right? It's during those wondering times when you must pull out your passion, because the passion that I have, it leaves no room for ration. That's called passion. And again, that was something that I wrote at my cubicle in my little desk, frustrated, working a job that I didn't even really enjoy. Now let's get back to some of the characteristics that you need to be considering as you're figuring out how you're going to rate yourself honestly on a scale from 0 to 10. So passion was the last one. We're talking about also consider patience. Consider your authenticity, right? Consider your open-mindedness, personableness. Consider your positivity, your generosity, your communication, your accountability, your resources. And as we all know, your network, right? Because your network, many people believe your net worth is all about what your network is. All right, so rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 10. You don't have to tell me what your number is. You don't have to send me an email, shoot me a text. Oh, I know what my number is. No, this is not about me. This is about you. I know what my number is. So what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you an example of a win-win situation. Whatever your real number is, everyone in your team, everyone in your business, and everyone in your organization needs to know and see that. If I'm working with you, I need to know and I need to see whatever your number is. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because here's why. Because in your heart, if you know that you are a 6, but you act like a 10, your behaviors won't match and will eventually be exposed. So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to write out the different numbers from 0 to a 10, beginning with 0, ending with 10. Just in a straight, narrow line. 0 at the top, 1 under the 0, 2 under the 1, 3 under the 4. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3, all in a long line. Now, if you put a room full of people in whatever the room, right? Say you get a room of 5,000 people. What's going to be in that room is people from all of these different numbers. You're going to have some people who are zeros, right? Dealing with committing suicide, right? Some individuals that are 0, they're going through depression, right? You're going to have some narcissists in there. You're going to have you'll have all type of people, right? On a scale from 0 to 10, all those different numbers. People feeling amazing about themselves. People with great self-esteem, right? You're going to see all of these people in that room. Now, research has proven that in this sample size, room full of people, scale from 0 to 10, you have all these different people, right? What you're going to notice in this room, if you observe, is you're going to notice that, let's say, for example, you're a 6, right? If you're a 6, the average 6, what they're going to do is they're going to gravitate and seek everyone who's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Why will they do that? Again, like I said before, when you're a 6, typically you want to act like a 10. And the only way that a 6 can act like a 10 is around 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, and 0s. See, the beauty of this is that it really doesn't matter what your type is. Whether you're 4 right now, you're 5, 6, 3, it doesn't really matter. What's most important is that you know what your number is, so then if you're a 6, that's great, you're a 6, awesome. Now you can figure out, what do I need to do to become a 7? What do I need to do to become an 8? What do I need to do to become a 9? So if you're in that 6, let's say you're a 6. The next time you're in a room full of people, I want you to observe and do a self-assessment yourself, and I want you to ask yourself, and just observe yourself, like after you leave that event, I want you to ask yourself, who did you go out and see first? Right? We know it's comfortable for you to go. If you're a 6, it's comfortable for you to go to the 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s, because we all want to feel like a 10. We want to feel and act like a 10. And the only way we could do that is if we go to the numbers that are below us. But if you're a 6, and you're okay with being a 6, and you're conscious of being a 6, and you made the commitment to yourself that you want to eventually become a 7, it's going to be in your best interest to find out who the 7s are in the room, the 8s, the 9s, and the 10s. How do you find out who's a 7, 8, 9? You obviously can't just ask them, well, what's your number on the scale from 0 to 10? Or maybe you can. But what you could actually do is you can go around and start speaking to people, right? You can go around and observe people's behaviors. You can go around and mingle with someone, and within about 30 seconds, you'll know you can at least give an educated guess on what number someone or a group of people are. All right, so I'm going to wrap this thing up again. What do I want you to get from this episode right here? What do I want you to get from this episode is, all I want is for you to know what your number is. Like, after you stop listening to this right now, you go on with your business, all I really want for you to get from this is I want you to know what your number is. On a scale from 0 to 10, what is your number? I want you to know what your number is, and I want you to accept that number. I want you to embrace that number and figure out what you need to do to actually get to the next number. Remember, there's no bad number. The only bad thing about this rating system is being a number, but acting like another number. So in closing, it's going to lead me right into my last statement, right? There was something that I was taught. It's called be, do, have. Be, do, have. And all it simply says is that whether we're talking about numbers, or we're talking about achieving a goal, or creating a lifestyle, what this philosophy says is that you have to be first, and then you have to be the person that you want to be, or be the number that you want to be right now, be. And you have to do the things that person that you want to be like, that number that you want to be, you have to be that person, then you have to do the things that number does, or that type of person does, and then you will eventually have the things that person has. Like millions of people, they mix up those numbers, they try to interchange them, they try to put one before the next, switch them around, they try to have the things first. They say, well, if I have this, then I'll be able to do these things and I'll be able to be that person. Or they'll say, well, I want to do first, right? I'm going to do these things, and then I'm going to be this person, then I'm going to have those things. However, there's so many different ways of changing it. What I'm telling you is that this is a philosophy, and it's a law. The thing about laws is it doesn't change just because you want to change it. the outcome doesn't change, right? So you want to adapt to this philosophy.